cooperative principle issued by Grice in 1975 as the most important principle in a conversation, in which speakers share a common purpose, such as mutual understanding. It states the following, I will quote Grice: "Make your conversational contribution such as is required at the stage at which it occurs by the accepted purpose or direction of the talk exchange in which you are engaged." I really don't know why they always quote Grice without explaining the very vague and incomprehensible things that he said. Grice principle, the cooperative principle, and its maxims. And by the way, if you look up the word maxim, you'll find that it means a short, pithy statement expressing a general truth or a rule of conduct, hikmah in Arabic. Something that you will notice is that these maxims can make any conversational exchange ideal. The first maxim, quantity, requires you to make your contribution as informative as is required. The second maxim, quality, requires you not to say what you believe to be false or that for which you lack adequate evidence. The third maxim, relation, it is the simple injunction, be relevant. The fourth maxim, manner, requires you to avoid obscurity of expression and ambiguity, and to be brief and orderly. In indirect speech, something happens which is a speaker can flout, that is, disregard one of the rules to create what is called implicature. In other words, the intended meaning or the hidden meaning, which contrasts with the literal meaning, where the listener must make an effort and figure out the speaker's intended meaning based on the context. However, a speaker can exploit a maxim to achieve a certain purpose, which is delivering an implied meaning, an indirect message. For example, saying to someone who didn't know the answer to a very simple mathematical question, "You are very smart." Here, you exploited the maxim of quality by saying something which you believe is not true. Your friend is smart, which is not true, in order to be ironic. Nevertheless, I shall stress that no maxim is violated, and the responses are always interpreted as such. So, how do we understand the implied meaning? How do we get to the implicature? It is simply by looking at the literal form of the utterance and see what maxim has been flouted. Let's use Grice's example. If instead of Smith saying to you, "Miss X sang Home Sweet Home," he says Miss X produced series of sounds that corresponded closely with the score Home Sweet Home. By noticing that Smith flouted the maxim of quantity, which is being brief, you will understand that Miss X's voice is very bad, or Miss X's singing is very bad.